May I have your attention, please?
We are controlling transmission. There is nothing wrong.
The Horror Chronicles.
Whether it's a ghost, a spirit, or an entity, they all feed on it. That's the whispering, the footsteps, the feeling of another presence.
You won't have a chance to change your minds later, because there'll be no way to get out.
We have such sights to show you.
Have you checked the children?
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Boogeyman's real.
That is better.
They're coming to get you.
They're here.
What's up, horror fam? You know what time it is. And tonight we got Mr. Tanner Woody with us from the Haunted River Float down in Waynesville, Missouri. Let's get into this! Woo! Alright, what's up, everybody?
How's it going?
As you can see on the camera and here in the microphone, we got Mr. Tanner Woody with us tonight. You guys are going to have to bear with me. I got some sort of cold here. My wife hates me. She got sick over the weekend, which I felt bad for her because we had this huge Halloween thing going on here, and my wife just wasn't feeling it. But man, she was a trooper. She was out here taking care of what she needed to take care of. But then she made me sick, and now I'm fighting it. So I sound a little funny. I mean, I always sound like a dork, but now I sound like a sick dork. But I'm trying to stay away from the tan man over here and not get him all sicky and sniffly.
We're 6 foot.
We're a bunch of sickos.
Yeah, sickos.
Sickos. Yeah. So we wanted to get Tanner on the show tonight. Ryan was going to be here, but he got called into work, so sucks to be you. But yeah, we thought we'd get Tanner on the show and talk to him about the Haunted River Float down there. They've wrapped their season.
Finally.
Had 2 months?
Oh yeah, 2 full months.
But yeah, 2 full months of hitting it bell to bell and scaring the living shit out of everybody they can.
Oh yeah.
I know Ryan and I went down there opening night, and they've added a bunch of new stuff this year, and the place looked freaking phenomenal, man.
Oh, this place is very potential with future years on. This place is huge, a lot of acres, and you just don't know what's going to happen out there.
Yeah, it's I mean, it was really cool. Whenever we were down there, I noticed you guys have added on to the haunted house.
Oh yeah.
You've got some more props in there,
and
there was a new facade on the front of the building.
So next year we plan on doing more things to the house. The main thing next year, we're going to add a lot of sound effects. I think controlling your environment for the haunting aspect, you want to control your environment. So sound with Bluetooth to different. You're going to hear all kinds of weird sounding.
Absolutely. Well, and we all know how big sound plays a part in, say, a horror movie.
Yeah.
Look at one of the greatest films ever made, Halloween 1978. That movie would not be what it is without John Carpenter's soundtrack.
Yeah, I like it.
And so when you get into a haunted attraction situation like you guys are in, you really got to think outside the box because you're in a here and now situation. You've got to come up with what sound can I create right now.
Yes.
To get the job done.
So we wanted
There's no editing afterwards.
Oh, no. This place is a huge haunt. It's actually the biggest haunt. If you go to like Creepy World and stuff, that'll probably be your bigger haunts. But here locally, here in the mid-Missouri here, I think we're kind of a huge haunt down there.
Oh, yeah, by far. You guys are definitely... you definitely take up the most amount of space.
When you guys went, how long did it take you guys to go through? What, an hour maybe the most?
Oh, it took us a little longer than that.
An hour? Okay, so...
we were probably an hour and a half.
Wow.
Maybe close. I don't know. It's weird. Because once we... there weren't a lot of people there.
Right.
Because it was opening night, you know, and we got there super early. Because we wanted to make sure we could do everything. The last time we went down, when we went down last year...
You came in the middle of the season,
We were in the middle of the season, and of course we were doing a live show down there, so it was hard for us to get away from the table.
Right, and it was
packed.
But
when we did, I mean, it was so freaking packed.
Oh, yeah.
That, it was kind of funny. Ryan and I kind of felt like dicks down there because people were ushering us to the front of lines and stuff so that we could check stuff out. And it was like, sorry, people, we're...
Yeah. We get a lot of people from everywhere around the country, believe it or
Yeah,
not. New York. I mean, I've had people from New York. We get a lot of people from Arkansas, and we appreciate every single one of those. It's not just the acting aspect and scaring. You get to meet a lot of cool people down there.
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking about that backstage around the actor room. You know, this is neat opportunity to chill and hang out before the show. You know, because we want to give it all we got. You know, especially Dexter. You know, his character.
Oh, yeah.
And there's some news I will talk later in the show here that Dexter has breaking news to give out.
Awesome.
And it will be a win for everybody.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you know, it's funny you talk about, you know, the people that come down there.
Yeah.
We, you know, like I said, we went down there 2 years in a row, and both years, just weird coincidence, we happened to meet a guy and his wife, and this guy... They actually live in Wentzville, I think. Now.
Okay, yeah.
But he is from New York, and he's a music producer.
Wow.
And it's just really bizarre that we met them 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
You know, when we went down
that's right.
this year, you know, he actually approached us, and he was like, hey, do you guys remember me? And, you know, we
nice.
started talking. Like, yeah, we remember you.
Yeah.
We actually had him on the show. We got some video with him.
Wow.
Super cool guy.
Yeah, awesome.
Excuse me while I cough and hack. But yeah, the stuff that you guys are doing down there. So, like I said, this year we wanted to get down there early,
Right.
Because we wanted to hit that hayride. We wanted to, you know, ride that trailer down to the river and do the float. You know, all that stuff that we didn't get to do
Last year, right.
Last year. So
it's only going to get better.
It worked out really cool this year.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that had to do with us being there early, you know.
Oh, yeah,
there
for
wasn't
sure.
the big crowd that
I
night,
recommend opening
you know.
night for sure.
But by the time we left, I mean, the crowd was starting to pour in there.
Oh, and it will. I think our biggest number one night was close to 700 people.
Wow.
And we didn't get out of there until about 2:30 in the morning, you know.
That's crazy.
It drained us, you know.
That's crazy.
But, man, you feel alive when you got those much people.
Absolutely.
So we had to do something that night to keep the people. We had people almost all the way down to the Haunted Woods area waiting to get in the haunted house.
Okay.
Because we had to sprawl out our groups into the haunted house because we want to give them the good scare.
Right, right.
So we had to do something. And us clowns, Dexter and a few of his friends, Marco, we created a plan with the haunt manager. And the haunt manager said, let's go get that ambulance, okay? And let's drag somebody out of the haunted house.
Yeah.
I said, hell yeah, let's do that.
I saw a video of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And man, when we came up there, we hauled butt, lights and sirens. We didn't tell a lot of people. We didn't, some of the workers either.
Yeah.
So they thought something's going on. So everybody's got their cameras out when we're coming in hot. We back up, and then we crack open those doors real hot and heavy, and then jump out into the crowd, and the crowd's like, oh, man, you could just hear the crowd roar, man. Then when then we're like pulling this actor. It was one of our actors that we pulled from the haunted house. She's begging, please help me. You know, we wanted to get that kind of kidnapping scene. Right. Man,
There's people in the crowd go, fuck you, bitch, you're on your own.
You wouldn't believe what the crowd said, man. Some people says, I'm not about to go in there. And then some people are like, that's cool shit, you know?
Yeah. So, yeah, I know when I saw the video, I was like, what in the hell are they doing? And then as the
clowning
video went
around.
on, I'm like, oh, dude, that is badass.
Yeah.
That's badass.
Next year, we're going to work, like I said, we're going to work on a lot of music. I will tell you something that this is breaking news to some of you guys, actually everybody. The owner of the haunt, the owner of the facility, Ruby's Lane, actually just bought a few buses, school buses, from the Waynesville site. And don't be surprised if you see a bus in the middle of the corn maze and you got to go through it or something.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to have a few cabins you have to go through. In the haunted woods. We got a lot of potential and a lot of big things. A lot of people says they didn't see a lot of people in the corn maze. That's all going to change next year. And
we saw a few people out there. It wasn't a lot, but man, we got lost in that son of a bitch.
You
we were
can
out there for a long time.
And now if you
trying to figure it out, because it's so dark out there.
Yes.
You know.
I believe on the last night, Saturday, it was last Saturday night. Yeah, it was our last night. We had over 300 people. We beat our record from last year.
Wow.
So we wanted to do that, and we did. And so they put up a black light, a tall black light above the corn maze.
Okay.
You can't see nothing to get around that corn maze now. Holy cow, dude. Think of a black light. You think, okay.
Black lights don't put out a lot of light.
No.
They just make shit glow.
Yeah, and man, that corn maze is like a wall now. Like, you can't see nothing. You want to almost pull out your phone or something. Right. So it's very tricky, and now we're going to add things to the corn maze with the bus, going to a cabin potentially. I mean, this is...
Yeah, we got in that corn maze, and we were walking in circles for a while, you know. It was kind of funny whenever we went. Ryan and I ended up. So we take the hayride down. We get to the river, and the very first boat into the river, they put these 4 girls in this boat, and you know, I want to say they were young. They weren't young. I mean, they were late 20s, early 30s, something like that. But as soon as they put these girls in this boat. These girls are like, we don't know how to paddle, you know? And so the guy is like, okay, we need a couple for this boat. Well, Ryan and I are in the very back, you know, and Ryan's like, hey, right here, you know? And it was funny because a lot of people, nobody wanted to get in that boat with those girls. Well, Ryan and I, we got in that boat, and we just fucked with them girls the whole way down the river, you know? We had them scared to death by the time we got halfway down the river. But it was funny because... that river float, I didn't expect it to be as long as it is.
Oh, yeah.
You're floating quite a ways.
Oh, yeah.
But it was cool. We would be floating along, and I was even messing with Ryan because we'd be floating along, and all of a sudden I'd put my oar in the water, and I'd just spin the boat around in a circle, you know, and they're like, what in the hell is going on here, you know? But, yeah, there was some really cool stuff in that float, you know.
And next year they're going to work on the water harder. So they're wanting to put more stuff, I mean, we want to improve the river. That's the main thing for this place, too, because it's the haunted river float. Right. So we want to make sure there's more effects. Might see some things blowing up out of the water.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's going to be kind of a neat deal. Maybe puts, like, wall tarps or there's so many cool different things.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you could do there.
And the hard thing is with the river though, if we get a lot of rain, you know, we got to change up our
rises.
So actually the last Saturday, the water got high from the previous week's rain, and we couldn't let our actors inside the water. But we did let the people go through on the raft with the sound effects and lasers and fog. And stuff like that, and still kind of get them the thrill of in the dark, you know, creep them out a little bit before they come up and see our
because that's what's crazy is you're out there floating down this river in the
pitch
darkness.
Dark. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's pretty epic. Also, for next year, big little change. It's a good change. If you didn't know Dexter, you know Dexter. He's a good big name down at Ruby's. He's a clown with a chainsaw, but he is going to be the actor manager now.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So what that means, he's going to be in charge of all the actors, what they're going to wear, what place they're going to be at, and also the makeup department. Now we want to make. Dexter wants to be realistic as it can get to this haunt, and he only wants to potentially make this place better. Dexter's a really good actor, and he just does a wonderful job. I can see us going up from here on out.
Yeah,
I think.
Good deal.
So,
good deal. Yeah, Dexter's definitely a fun one to be running through. We actually, when we went down there, we got Dexter and Marco to get on the
hay wagon.
The hay wagon with us.
Yeah,
that was a fun trip down to the river.
Hey, you never know what adult humor we could get to.
What's gonna happen? But yeah, man. I mean, it all sounds cool. I can't wait to see. You know how big this gets.
Oh, it's going to get, I think, to a point where, holy shit, where did we come from? And look now.
Yeah. How long have they been doing this?
For 5 to 6 years now.
5, 6 years.
So and look where we came.
Yeah,
I mean, basically from nothing to now. I mean, holy cow! And now I started with this group about 7 to 8 years ago, and it was down at another whole campsite. So this place is a wonderful facility. Yeah. It's got cabins, very nice. It's got a party room. I mean, just so much cool things there. Not just the haunt. I mean, it's a cool big place. Yeah. And now talk about the haunts and stuff. We got zombie paintball. Okay, we got escape rooms. I think they're trying to talk about maybe like I forgot the name of it, but it's basically a room and you go in and just smash things. I mean, you hit things with a bat and you just go crazy at things and see how worse you know who's good at and who's bad. I forgot the name of it, but
I don't.
That's just different things they're looking at. We're gonna only get better. Oh yeah, and next year you will see a lot more gore. I will tell you that more detailed work. And then the makeup and stuff will be as realistic as it can almost get. We're going to go to Trans World in February or March, or I think whenever it is. We're going to take makeup seminars there and take some other classes too, just so we can get on board with this haunt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we want to. I want to potentially get on radios, and excuse me. Yeah. And get on radios and just kind of get everywhere. Get the word out as soon as possible. I mean, it's the biggest haunt.
Hey, you two girls. Tell
That's
your
right.
friends.
Yeah, and your cousins.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys will love Trans World. I went there last year.
I should have went, but I didn't.
And it was really cool.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm not saying nothing about Trans World. I decided I'm going to keep my money in my pocket because I was like, there was so much I wanted, and I knew I'd
it's
just been out
pricey.
of control.
Yeah,
you know, some of it wasn't bad, you know, because
really?
A lot of these vendors have special pricing just for Trans World.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wasn't like the prices were out of line for stuff. It was just, oh man, if I start buying stuff, I'm gonna lose control. You know?
Oh yeah.
Because there was so much there I wanted.
And the Haunted River Float, they went last year, a few of them, and they bought some things. They bought a big fog machine, a few masks, and stuff. And then I think we're going to take a lot of classes and stuff and get good at what we do. We want to get better. We want to give people what they paid for, and we want the thrill of their, man, I don't want to come back next year. I want to come back next weekend again.
Right.
So I want that, you know.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So we're going to do a lot of cool different things. Like I said, a lot of sound, different cabins, buses, and different. We're changing up our haunted house every year, so it's not the same. So you're going to see a lot of cool things.
The school bus thing sounds really cool.
Yeah, that is what I'm really excited about, the school buses. We've actually went to, as a group, the Haunted River Float went to Kabul Monster Corn Maze. And that was one of the things that they had in their corn maze was a school bus. And they had rock music jamming in the bus. The bus is like pitch dark. It's got lasers in it, foggy. I mean, you're in intense fog. And then out of the seat, out of nowhere, there's a clown with the air horn. I mean, it was crazy. And then they had the cabins and stuff. So I think that's where I want my ideal. We're not copying. We just want to be in the same haunt industry like everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you just want to step it up a bit.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
And the line deal for when you wait outside in lines, I want to make sure my lines are all good. Like, I want them to be jamming out, have something to drink, you know. I want them not to be sleepy. So I just want to help out this place.
Right,
so, And we will get better every year. I will just put that out.
Absolutely.
So,
well, I know you guys were way better this year than you were last year. You know.
So this year the actors kind of got what they wanted. Like, say, we made sure where they were all going to be at, of course, but they've had the choosing to wear what you want to wear, and what kind of makeup, mask that kind of sort of fits where you are.
Right.
Next year, that's all going to change. You're going to have to wear this And you're
want you here.
and I want you here, and this is what you're gonna look like with makeup, you know.
So you're going to be more like a haunt director.
Yeah. Basically, that's where I want to get to. And Dexter, I think he'll do a good job at that. Dexter fits his personality well with he roams that place.
Right.
So I just want to get that out there. So I'm excited to see the change, and it's going to be a good change.
For sure.
So and we'll see more changing in the next few years as well. So it's only gonna get better from here on out, I think. So
Hell yeah, guys! We're talking about the haunted river float at Ruby's Landing in Waynesville, Missouri. What's the address on that?
So the address is 2247 Restful Lane off of 17 Waynesville, Missouri.
Okay.
So yeah, it's very easy to get to. This place is comfortable to stay at. So $35, okay, that gets you into the haunted river, the haunted corn maze, the haunted woods, and the haunted house, and a free night of tent camping.
Nice.
So you can even stay, and it really is not bad.
Brian and I could have pitched a tent.
Oh, hell yeah. And had a bonfire and a few drinks. You can drink through the whole facility, by the way. Not a lot of haunts do that.
No.
So it's like a big party kind of thing, too. Yeah. So.
And what's cool is all around you got these people in RVs out there camping and shit. You know? It's kind of a cool feel. I mean, you go down there, guys, it's... Honestly, you get in sections of this, you feel like you're at like Camp Crystal Lake, you know.
And it gets foggy.
Jason to pop up.
Yeah, it gets real foggy because you're by the river and it's night, you know, and perfect atmosphere. There was one camper that brought a side-by-side, and he made he's got these old church seats.
Yeah.
So these long seats, right? And he put them on both sides of his little mini trailer. He put a bubble maker, blow bubbles and stuff in the middle of it, lasers, music.
Nice.
Like a little usher going around, Uber going around this place. Of course, the clowns hopped on for a little bit.
Yeah.
and they actually were just campers, and they come here every year. They do the haunt, and they go out and actually hand out candy to all the other campers.
Nice.
It's kind of neat.
That's
deal.
awesome, dude.
So,
awesome.
Hey,
that's what Halloween's all about.
Candy.
But candy and scares.
Speaking of Halloween, did you watch the Halloween Kills?
I did. I was going to ask you about it.
I think that movie is awesome. I just don't know what to expect in Halloween Ends.
Me neither.
There's a couple different things, I think, actually, but I don't know what to really expect. They kind of left it a big question mark.
They did, but I love what they did with this film. So when you look at these as individual films, if you look at Halloween 2018 was all about Laurie.
Yeah.
It was all about her, descent into the person she became and because she's truly, honestly, she's crazy.
Yeah.
She has lost her mind because of the events that happened in 1978.
Right.
And she's scared to death. And she's going to take matters into her own hands.
Well protected.
And she knew that Michael eventually would get out and come find her.
Yeah.
Well, in this film, what they did is it was all about Michael.
Yeah.
I mean, of course you saw Laurie, and but it was more Michael.
It was all about Michael. Yeah.
And I love what they did with that. By going back and showing you what happened right after the end of the 1978 film.
Right. Yeah, they keep showing that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And then like how, what happened with Hawkins,
right.
Sheriff Hawkins, which back then he was Officer Hawkins.
Right.
But, I really love what they did with that.
Yeah.
It gave you some depth of character.
Right.
These people that are still dealing with this.
So what?
40 years later.
In the movie in Halloween Kills, Laurie keeps saying he keeps on coming after me, and then the sheriff said no. The doctor is the one that made Michael go to your house.
Right.
So it just makes what's Michael really want? You know,
What's his
he kills everything. I mean, if you get into his path and you piss him off, he's going to kill you.
Yeah. Well, the one thing they talked about in this movie is every time he goes on a killing spree, it's because he's somewhere and he's trying to get home.
Yeah.
And he's not going to let anybody stop.
It goes right to his path to his house. Yeah. And that was in the movie.
He kills everybody in his path.
Yeah.
There were some really good kills in this movie.
A lot of gore.
A lot of gore.
Yeah.
The story was pretty good. There were some instances where I was like, what the fuck are they thinking, you know?
Yeah, there was.
But then, you know, if you just watch this film once, you're going to walk away from it going, what the fuck did I just watch?
Watch it twice.
If you go back and you watch it a few more times, you're going to catch a lot of things that it's like, I see what they're doing now.
I actually did that. So I went to the Rolla movie theater. What was it? I think it was a couple days ago, like a Monday night. They had a film at 4 o'clock. I said, man, I'm going to go watch it. My buddy went, you know, I want to understand it more.
Yeah.
And I did it. And man, I understand a little bit more.
We ended up watching it here. I paid for Peacock, and it was streaming on Peacock the same day it came out in the theater. So
well, hell.
So I was like, you know, it cost me $10 for the Peacock. You know, so
20,
and I've watched it probably 4 or 5 times.
Movie theaters do get expensive.
They do.
$30.
I love going to a theater.
Oh yeah, Rolla's is really good too. So, but yeah, I think he'll kill anybody. I don't think he cares who it really wants, because we found out that he killed the mother of Lori's daughter. Right, Lori's daughter. Yeah, I forgot her name, but. Karen, okay.
Yeah.
But killed her, which is kind of unexpected.
Yeah, I wasn't quite expecting that.
Yeah, that was. I think it's too early. I think to do all that. I mean, that's in the next.
Hopefully, a lot of you folks have seen this movie.
Yeah, if not, we kind of blew up the picture.
But you know, a lot of people hated the end of that, and I really liked the end. I like the way they did that with him and her.
Yeah.
You know. And
but the end, you don't know where he went after that kill. You don't. Where's he?
Just like the end of 78.
Is he going back? Like, where does he go? Like, will they show in the next movie, of where he goes and waits all year?
I would suspect that the next movie is gonna, if they keep true to what they've been doing, I think the next movie is gonna be a direct jump off of this film.
Yeah.
You know, same night, same time frame, you know.
Oh, and that's what they've been doing.
Right.
So I expect he might be going back to his house after that mafia scene. So
dude, the playground scene in this film
was awesome.
Was awesome. You know, when they show all the, you know, the characters with the 3 masks from Halloween 3, I was just like, oh, I fucking love this movie.
Yeah, I love it.
You know, because I love Halloween 3. A lot of people, that movie gets a lot of hate, and I love that film. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, I love. Michael's got a little burnt face now. He changed up his mask a little bit, but they chased. So they pulled the mask off. Right, he'll go wherever the mask goes.
Right.
So we got to keep that in mind too a little bit. A mask. It's always been about Michael.
Something about the mask.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited to watch it. We might have to do a big party that night.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're going to have to do something. So.
Well, and hopefully we see that next year.
Yeah.
You know, if they do what they're supposed to do.
Which I think they did. I think
Gordon Green has said he's going to release that in 2022.
Yeah. I think didn't they already make it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's done. It's just it's kind of a question mark. What? Yeah. I like to go meet this guy. He's like 6'5" foot tall, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's tall. He's like 7 foot tall.
You talking the guy that plays Michael?
Yeah.
What is his?
I forgot his name. He's in his 60s.
Jason Jude Law or something like that.
Yeah. He's huge.
Yeah. What's cool is there were a few scenes in this film. I couldn't really tell you which ones they are, but there's a few scenes in this film where Nick Castle is actually in the costume.
Okay.
Nick Castle was the guy who played the original Michael in the original 1978 film.
Well, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. He was in the last movie, too.
Holy cow. Wow. Well, he's good to play off. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
he's
yeah.
good to fit the picture.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there was a lot of brutality in this movie that you didn't expect. It was almost, God, I hate to say this, it was almost Rob Zombie Halloween brutal.
Oh, it
Way
got
better
brutal.
film. Way better film.
Yeah, it got real gory, bloody, and they showed a lot of blood, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Ryan and I kind of picked this movie apart in an episode a few weeks ago, and there's a lot in it that if you're this movie wasn't made for the run-of-the-mill Halloween fan.
Right.
This movie was made for the true diehard Halloween fans.
Yeah.
And the true diehard Halloween fans absolutely love this film.
Yeah, and speaking of the Halloween movies, Laurie Strode, she's my favorite actor. I love Michael.
Yeah.
Michael's my favorite, but the next one is got to be up there with him, and that's Laurie. And when she said in the part of that movie, "Let it burn,"
Yeah.
that got me, man. The goosebumps, the adrenaline. I'm like, dude, she's all in this.
Yeah.
And then she's covered in blood. She's stabbed from Michael right now.
Right.
And then when the fire department reached out there, it was just not good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that opening scene whenever he comes walking out of the house carrying that fireman's axe.
Yeah, I think that was the first gory of it starting out.
As soon as you see him come out of the house, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah,
This guy is pissed.
I think that's what they kind of wanted to be, and that fits Michael.
Yeah.
It's all about Michael, and he wants to be pissed, so he will show his aggression and angriness through the whole movie. And you told me the other day he beat Jason with kills.
So in this film, I've got my notes laying over there. In this film, you actually see 30 kills on screen.
Nice.
But throughout the film, there are actually, and it depends on how you look at it, there's either 32 or 34 because there's some off-screen kills that they tell you about but you don't see.
Right.
This movie put Michael Myers at a body count for the whole series of 160 murders.
Wow. It's a lot of killing on TV.
A lot of killing on film. A lot of killing.
And also, I liked how the movie did a lot of kills, a lot of gore, and they also brought in a lot of all the actors for the previous years.
Forgive me for going through the body count.
Yeah.
Body count. There goes the neighborhood. Oh, hell. Oh, sorry.
Oh my. But yeah, it's a solid movie. Go and watch it twice.
Yeah,
don't watch it just once and say, "Man, that was horrible. I didn't really care for it." Because that's what I said. I'll be honest. That's what I said. Went back just this past week.
Yeah.
Loved the movie.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because Ryan and I watched it here. Ryan and I and our wives, we, I've told you guys numerous times, I've basically got a theater here in the studio.
You do.
And we watched it here. And, man, at the end of that film, Ryan was so... and I'm just standing there in the driveway trying to soak it in. I'm like, fuck. The fuck did I just watch? Because it was like 3/4 of the movie, you're like, this is the best fucking movie that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And then there's like 1/4 of it that it's like, what the fuck were they thinking?
Yeah.
I cannot believe they did that.
No kidding.
But I can let that go.
Right.
Because the story behind this film was so good.
Michael wants the town to be angry. And like Laurie Strode said in a podcast before this got released, you're going to see a lot of aggression, your angriness. You're going to see the town pissed off. They want evil to die tonight.
Yeah.
That was one of the mafia sayings there.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that really got to me.
Yeah.
Was, Tommy started that. Evil dies tonight.
Yeah.
But then they just kept saying it and kept saying it throughout the rest of the movie. And it was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You ain't even touched them yet,
But
they want the town to be mad.
I'm not here to bash this film because I can't. I mean, it was a fun watch. It was everything that I wanted out of a new Halloween film.
Yeah, and I think it's on the top charts right now.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
I was looking at movie charts, and
Everybody
it's
was
top
chomping
one.
at the bit for a new Halloween movie.
Yeah, there's another good Halloween movie coming out. I don't know when it is, but did you see previews before it on? I don't know if you get it here. I know the movie does previews before the actual movie at the movie theater.
Yeah,
like new releases, and there's one that he kidnaps this boy and puts him down in a basement somewhere, and it's kind of like a ghost deal. I don't know. And the guy comes out with a mask. I forgot the name.
Yeah, I don't know
You're
what
gonna
that
love it. They're gonna love it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones coming
There's
out.
a bunch of new stuff coming out. There's a movie that just came out called Antlers.
Oh yeah.
That is supposed to be really good. I've been trying to find it, but I can't find it to
Antlers.
stream anywhere.
Wow.
So I'm going to have to go to the theater probably and see it.
I'll go with you.
And then November, I am super stoked about this. November, Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City.
Oh hell.
Dude, if you have not seen the preview for that, it is freaking badass.
Wow.
The preview for it, see, I was a big Resident Evil gamer. You know, I love the game all the way from the very first game to now.
Right.
I really enjoyed that series. In this movie, there's a lot of tie-in to the very first game. You know, so
sure.
I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah. A lot of good movies coming out. A lot of good things coming out next year for the Haunted River Float. Horror's just... evil's not dead, and it's not going to end.
Kill evil?
Yeah. I hate to say it.
Kill the boogeyman?
Yeah, that's right. The Boogeyman.
There's another... So, how are you with the Paranormal Activity movies?
I love them.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't watched them in a while, but I love them.
There's a new one coming out. Well, it just came out called Paranormal Activity Next of Kin.
I want to see that. I've seen the previews for that at the movie theater the other day.
I think I really want to
Next
see
Kin.
that. The first movie was kind of like, you know, I like what they did there, but,
Right.
you know, there was some stuff in there that I was like, you know, because I went into it expecting a fictional haunted house movie,
Right.
and what I got was a found footage haunted house movie, which is okay, but I'm not a big found footage type of person. In fact, I'm just gonna throw this out there. The only found footage film that I really, really like was Cloverfield.
Oh, yeah.
Because I like the whole, you know,
Movie aspect of it.
monster mania kind of, you know.
Monster.
Yeah, those big monster films. You know, I was always big into Godzilla and King Kong.
100% creepy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, we want to let you know again, Ruby's Landing, Waynesville, the Haunted River Float, every year, September and October. This event is the biggest event that sets off in Missouri. I never been, but Darkness and Creepy World, they're big deals. But
well, I'm not going to lie, the Darkness is an awesome haunted house.
yeah, but we're the only thing that's haunted in the freaking water.
Yeah.
And
right.
Next year you're going to see a lot of cool things in the water, and for it to be the concept of the Haunted River Float too. So
I'm just going to throw this out there because I can't stop thinking about the school bus.
Dude.
You guys got to think about.
And we bought several of them.
There's a couple different things that you got to think about, but school bus, the first thing I think of is fucking Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, yeah.
When all the kids are trapped on the school bus. I think that was the second one.
Yeah.
Jeepers Creepers 2.
Yeah, and we might have the Children of the Corn in the middle of the corn.
Children of the Corn.
Oh, yeah.
Who walks behind the rose.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be neat. We're not going to stop with the horror stuff, and we want to get more real in the next previous years.
I tell you honestly, Tanner, I would love to come down there and try and help you guys out with some prop design.
Oh, and we will, and we will need you.
I just want to, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, I know this sounds fucked up, but I'm not saying that you guys are doing a bad job or anything.
No,
I'm just saying there were some things that I noticed down there that it was like, you guys could do this a little different,
right,
and a little cheaper,
yeah, oh yeah,
and make it more realistic.
Yep,
You know?
and that's what we want.
So, at some point, I'd love to come down and talk to your prop manager. And
please,
just say, hey, you don't have to pay me. I just want to, hey,
no,
I mean, look at my yard.
It's pretty good.
You guys could easily do what I do in my yard down there because you guys got a much bigger budget.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I guess for me, like my yard, it's all about the love of Halloween,
right, and
the love of creepiness and the scare,
right.
And I just figure out how to make stuff work the cheapest way I can do it,
right. So I'm gonna give you a little rundown of what I kind of want the whole haunt thing to be. This is just my aspect. This is not what we might not do. This is what we will do. This is just my thought. Have that haunted river, right, and have it however way we want to keep it that way, right? And then when you come off there, okay, that's when you kind of get into my ground, and I really enjoy working with the corn maze, right? Yeah. We want to keep the corn maze a corn maze, right? But we want to have some things along the way you got to go through. I think more props and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. You talking about the cabins and stuff?
Yeah.
That'd be really fucking cool.
The cabins will be more like in the haunted woods. And,
I gotcha.
And
so like heading up into that cemetery area.
Yeah. So starting at the cemetery, I think, is when we'll have those cabins and stuff, and then we might have another bus, and then we might have a couple buses in the corn maze. That corn maze is huge.
Yeah, it is.
And we might.
Believe me, I know. I got lost in that fucker for about an hour.
It's dark. It's just pitch dark, and you can get lost easy, especially when you run with a wild crowd.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was funny because Ryan and I, we were in that corn maze. There was these 4 girls that they were. I don't want to say they latched onto us, but they kind of, they're like, hey, we're gonna go with you guys through this, And the girls from the boat, because inevitably, we're in the boat with you, we're out of the boat.
Yeah,
you're gonna stick with.
You become a team partner.
Yeah, exactly. And dude, it was so funny. I finally was like, girls, you got to quit running the wrong direction. Stop and think about what we're doing here, because we were just going in circles.
Are you going to tell them?
It's like, wait a minute, I've seen the same blade of weed 19 times. Can we turn and go the other way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this corn maze is so huge.
Sorry for sucking snot.
Yeah. Our actors have seen deer running through.
Oh, I'm sure.
And they're like, what was that?
Dude, wouldn't that be fucked up? Walking through there and jump a deer. Shit, that'd scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, I mean, it would just add more to the props.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, my God.
But we've had that, too. So,
there's so much cool creep to this place.
Yeah. For sure.
And the whole being in the darkness and,
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, you're right. I mean, you talk about sound effects and stuff like that.
What I was talking about with what I'm wanting, right? We talk about the corn maze, how the buses, and then we get in the woods where you want to go through. We want the woods to be somebody come out of that. This is just a scenario, possible scenario for the future. You're getting a little behind the scenes now. You go get done with the corn maze, right, and you come to this cabin and you're getting in the woods. You're in the cabin. You're in the back of the woods, man. It's a messed up place, right?
Right.
The cabin. There's a door that slings open.
Great movie.
That is a good movie.
Sorry,
it's a bloody movie.
Yeah.
Then you go when you get out of the woods, you get into the woods, sorry, and you get to that cabin. Somebody busts out that door with the gun.
Yeah.
Boom. No, a fake gun, but it will have like a thing where it can.
The sound effect.
For sure.
Yeah.
And what are you doing in my woods? You better get up that hill. Get out of here. Go, go, go. Get in their bubble a little bit. And you would not be surprised how many people that come to this place and expect, we'll bring our family. Don't expect to get in our face.
Yeah, don't bring your kids to this place.
I think it's 8 and up. Because
and one of the things that is cool, and I've never seen this anywhere else, and who knows, they may do it in other places, but I've never seen it, is how you guys have the little don't scare me.
Oh, the scare bracelets.
Or the pin or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
The
scare light.
If the actors see you wearing that pin, they jump out at you.
The Haunted River Float management team went to Transworld beginning of that year, and that's one of the things that they learned.
Yeah,
it was one
and
of the
I think that's cool. For those people that want to experience it, but they don't want the extreme experience that, other people are looking for.
So when that scare light's on, the actual actors are supposed to be actually scared of them. So when you come up there, they'll be like, "Oh, whoa, what are you doing? We got to get away from me!" And the actors running from you, but you still get to be in the atmosphere, the fog effect, the sound, the lasers. So the line for outside of the haunted house, this is what I'm wanting. We want to have loud jamming music. We want to change up the house on the outside of it, make it look like an actual haunted house, not just a big old warehouse, right? And we want to have a couple actors in and out of the line, not staying in that line permanently, because that just loses.
But just wandering through and
every so often, and then go back in the house or wherever,
just to unnerve people before they get in there.
Yeah,
because running a haunt attraction it's so much about what you do before the scare, as it is about the scare.
Right. Yeah, and pop-ups still get me, and I love this crap. I mean, I went since I was little, so I love it. Pop-ups will always get me, I think, and that's what kind of brings me back going to next time, the thrill. Yeah. So the Haunted River Float, some of us went to the Rising in Waynesville. That's a really good haunt.
Yeah.
And talk about detail. I'm not gonna just talk about my haunt, and how good it is.
We're haunt lovers.
Yes. And we want to in the future. I think we want to work out something with the Rising. Have something where we have a sign.
Have all them come down there.
Yeah.
You guys go over there. Yeah, that would be cool.
Or work out.
Let's do a house swap.
Yeah. Oh, let's do that. Their house is pretty insane. Yeah. And I went there this year, and they changed it up big time.
Have they really?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I went with you last year.
Right.
And it was really cool.
I think one of my favorite scenes from there, when you get downstairs, right, you have to walk downstairs, and then you go through a couple rooms, right, and then you go to this room, right, and it's this red light shining on this table, this guy in overalls and blood and got some weird contacts in him, and a little girl, a toddler, looked like she had bruises, blood on her, an old dress, and she had duct tape on her mouth, and she had a chain, and she couldn't move, and then he had a saw. I mean, this place is intense. Yeah. Wow. Realistic,
My
man.
favorite scene was the pig man in the bed with the mannequin.
Yes. No. the mannequin's still there.
I'm just kidding.
The mannequin's actually a rape victim downstairs now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. They changed it up big time. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. And the actors there were really good.
Yeah.
The only thing that gets to me, I'm not talking bad about it. Did they go a little beyond the line with me? Maybe, but it's because I might be wearing this one. They might be wanting to show, hey, he's from the Haunted River Float. Let's impress him.
Yeah.
So I went to the clown room, and this is after the haunted house. And man, I got touched. Oh yeah.
Oh.
And it was I got manhandled by a woman. Yeah. Oh yeah. And at first I thought, okay, well it was okay. I thought I'm gonna go
Hoping for some of that later on tonight.
Oh my, yeah. And then I get shoved to the wall by her, right? And then she shoves me to the other wall. And then that wasn't enough. And she's got my hoodie and shirt and chest really good and firm, right? She brings me to the ground, and it's muddy. And I got on my knees. She's like, kiss my cheek or my boot. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to kiss you.
Yeah.
But man, they were intense. And I'm like, how do they get away with that? But they could. It depends on what kind of insurance contract they're on or something. But the place over there is really good. They do a really good job with their makeup, their gore, their detail, their actors, and everything. Their music, their sound effects.
Yeah, I love how when we were waiting in line, they had the music pumping.
And that's what I
had
want.
That adrenaline going.
Yes,
you're pumped up before you even walk in the door.
Oh yeah, got some. I know a lot of people don't like this band, but Shinedown is one of my favorite bands to be in the haunt industry. They got a couple good ones I like. And then there's some other ones too. There's some of the ones that you guys made that I like.
Yeah.
That you played at concerts and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I think we'll work out something to do that in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, there's
I'll
just
get you guys some Lunatic and let you play that down there.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll have a couple of that. I know we're gonna set up a pavilion in the front of the haunt, right when you pay.
Yeah.
And have a couple lights in there, stereos, and an actual line set up.
Yeah.
Not just here's a field and here's a pitch dark line.
In this field,
and nobody but a couple actors, We want to make things better.
Yeah, and you guys are doing it. I mean, every year it gets a little better and a little
bit better at a time.
And if you get in there and you give these people some direction, who knows where this place will go.
Oh yeah, this is a good.
It's already a top tier haunt in my opinion.
Yeah, we got really good reviews this year. No really bad ones. If we've had a one or bad review, we've handled the situation and properly, and we will make sure that they want to come back again in the future.
Hell yeah!
So yeah, I look forward to seeing your face.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. Hey, Gerald is really good at making props. I think we'll do next year. I want him to come down before season and kind of look over the place and give some pointers.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I want to run the place or anything.
No. You. I think you're going to do good
if I
at doing that.
If I talk to your prop guy, I'd be like, I honestly, I would, take him some pictures of the shit that I do.
Right.
Because I like to build a lot of my stuff.
Yeah.
For you folks that follow me on Facebook, you see some of those pictures.
You would be surprised what you build out of like a tool set, like from Ford or something, and then you get like a casket out of it with a werewolf sticking out.
Yeah, in fact, he's standing up right over there.
I love that prop.
Yeah, I'm in the process of taking all that stuff down, and every day I shed a little tear. I love Halloween. I love the whole month of October.
Only 360 days.
I know.
Counting down. Actually, sooner because we start in September.
I put a post up. There's only 364 days till Halloween. I got to get started.
Yeah, no kidding. It'll be here before we know it again.
It will.
But thank you for
folks.
Having me on the show.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
I love it coming here, and like I said, we want everybody to check out Ruby's Landing, the haunted attraction next year and every year.
Yeah. So come on down there and check them out. Believe me, it is well worth the money. And like Tanner was saying, they've got different tiers. If you want to camp for the weekend, you can pay a little more, and you get a campsite. Just really fun time down there.
Yeah.
And he was telling you, they got the zombie paintball now. They've got escape rooms. They still doing the axe throwing.
Axe throwing's still there.
They're doing the destruction room, I think.
Yeah.
Smash room.
Yeah, that is in the talks. I don't know if we'll get it,
about that.
But I think that would be neat.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all around. It's not just a haunted house.
No, it's fun.
It's a haunted adventure.
Yeah, basically that's what we want to get down to.
Hell yeah. So get your asses down to Waynesville, Missouri, and check out Ruby's Landing for the Haunted River Float. You guys will love it.
For sure.
Absolutely love it. But, hey, Tanner, it's been great having you on.
Thank you for putting me on the show.
Everybody, appreciate you guys listening and putting up with my sickness. You know how we are. You know what we do. Until next time,
keep it creepy.